The fourth episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World just aired, and baby, the competition is getting real stiff and choices were definitely made for those who they chose to eliminate this week, but I digress. Now, for this week, as usual, we will be getting into the gaggy and not so gaggy looks that the queens have served us on the runway, and for this week, the category was Gone Cruising, nautical looks, where the queens were asked to present looks that had to do with cruising on the sea. Now, as per usual, we will be ranking the looks from the bottom look to the top looks. But before we get into that, I always like to include you guys in the conversation. So rank the queen's look from this episode, from the last look to the first look, and let's see if we're a match at the ending of this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in last in 8th place, she is our resident Raw Queen. We have the amazing Gothy Kendall from the United Kingdom, and for her Gone Cruising runway look, she had on this peach and lilac corseted bodysuit by Synergy Studio. And just like Michelle Versace said for the critics, I think this was a very underwhelming, look for this category. Now for this look, Gothy Kendall was referencing the birth of Venus, and if you don't know, this is a painting by an Italian artist that kind of depicts the goddess Venus arriving at the shore after her birth. And while there was a lot she could have done in terms of the concept and the fashion interpretation of it all, and overall just making it very drag, she really failed to take it there for me. At this point, I think Gothy is just a pretty girl and she really doesn't like to challenge herself when it comes to her very simplistic aesthetics, and you know what, I'm really not gagging at that. At the end of the day, this is just a corseted bodysuit and it really doesn't excite me in terms of fashion. However, I must say that the fit of this dress is very amazing and the makeup is eating down, but is that enough to rank her higher today? I don't think so. So yeah, she's number 8th on the rankings. In 7th place, we have the super hilarious Tia Coffee from the United Kingdom. And you know what? I have to say congratulations, girl, for snatching and winning all these challenges so far. Now, for her Gone Cruising runway look, she had on this black latex cat suit with this sort of, octopus tentacle moment at the back. And this was by Fetish Daddy Gear. And was I living and loving this? I really don't think so. Now for this look, she was sort of giving the illusion of what lies beneath the sea, sort of this sea witch creature, tormenting the cruise ship. And while the idea of it all just seemed very smart and intriguing, the execution of it all just felt a little short for me. Now first of all, this black latex moment seems a little drabby and lazy to me, and I just felt like there was so much more that could have been done with this look in terms of actually looking like a sea creature. Maybe some blues, maybe some purples, anything but this black latex. This is giving me very dominatrix octopus, and it just definitely takes me out of the sea illusion. And because of this look just falls short for me and is number 7 on the rankings. I must say I do love the hair, but the makeup, not too much. In 6th place, she is no longer the leader of the Safe Club. We have the insanely talented Anaconda from Down Under. And for her Gone Cruising runway look, she had on this white lacy Victorian period grand dress by Kristen Demmed. And is this a beautiful look? Of course it is. Now, did this completely hit the mark for me when it came to the overall category? I don't necessarily think so. Now, for this runway, Anaconda was going for a very rich Victorian lady waiting to get on a cruise liner. And while this was sort of like an exciting idea to portray, just merely looking at the garments and the dress, I did not immediately get Gone Cruising. And although she really did try to, tie in the entire concept of cruising with the sailor's hat and the ankle embroidery on the dress, it still wasn't a standout for me in terms of, recognition on the runway. Now, if I take the sailor's hat off and the embroidery of the ankle, for all I know, she could be going to a ball or a wedding ceremony or her bedroom for all we know, and the versatility of the dress is just what takes me out of the cruising fantasy. Now I must say that she obviously looks very stunning in this dress. The makeup was stamped and the overall styling was great, but was this enough compared to other looks served on the runway? I don't think so, and that's why she is number 6 on the rankings. In fifth place, she serves us nothing but French excellence. We have the breathtaking beauty Anaconda from France, and for her gone cruising runway look, she has on this white and blue striped two-piece by the one and only Rupaul Gothy, and I was actually gagged that this was an original design by Rupaul Gothy and not an imitation of it, so I definitely have to give her props and points for that. Now, for this runway, she was going for a very classic Marina Sailors type look, and I think she really achieved that. Now, the top part of this ensemble is a bit simple to me, but where it starts to get really interesting to me is where we get to that skirt moment. I mean, this sort of like wobbly spiral detail that she has going on there just makes for a point of interest that is very visually interesting to look at. Now, the styling of this is so beautiful. The red hair matching those red palms certainly just ties everything together, and overall this was executed very beautifully. However, I must say that this was a bit on the simpler side for me, and to me it was missing that element of drag, and that's why this is ranked very middle of the road today for me. So yeah, this look is number 5 on the rankings today. In fourth place, don't hate her because she's beautiful, hate her because she's an immigrant. We have the hilarious Theresa May from the United Kingdom, and for her gone cruising runway look, she has on this latex white and blue striped short gown with tentacles attached to certain parts of it, and this was made by Dane Henderson, and honestly, this was kind of a slay to me. I definitely have been waiting for Theresa to really pop on the runway this season, and this look is doing just that for me. Now, for the runway, Theresa was going for a very sexy sailor that was sort of devoured by a sea creature, and I think she achieved that for me. Now, she did wear something similar in terms of like design and color scheme with La Grande Dame, but ultimately I'm leaning more towards this one because this just has that extra oomph for me in terms of like fashion and drag and presentation for me. So overall, this look by Theresa May was very well delivered. I love the makeup, I love the shoes, and it was a great look. So it's definitely number 4 on this ranking. In third place, she is the Filipina winner. We have the ever gorgeous beauty Marina Summers from the Philippines, and for her gone cruising runway look, she had on this full metallic armor-like two-piece by Thian Rodriguez, and honestly, Marina being in the top 3 best look of the night, I mean, are we really surprised at this point? No, I'm not. Anyways, for this runway look, Marina was going for, the cruise ship in itself with that anchor detail, and overall, I think she really achieved this concept very beautifully. Now, this metal-like fabric that she has used for the entire outfit is just very distinctive, and he has captured the entire essence of what a metal ship would look like. Also, the construction of the overall look and the details are just really gagging me so bad. That sort of stitching over the full metal material that sort of reminds me of a mod seat outfit from the Legend of the Seeker, the boob detail that contains actual liquid, the chain-like addition on the bodice area, the length of the hair with that anchor at the end, the shoes, the face, and just everything. This was overall a very well executed look that really fits the brief for me and surely ranked at number 3 on the rankings. In second place, she is the queen of ketamorphosis. We have the super duper talented Minaj from Holland, and for her gone cruising runway look, she had on this outfit collage of different elements by Crispy Couture, and honestly, you better work, diva. I mean, I love this. And for Keta's runway, she was going for a very Pirates of the cruise ship vibes, and I think she did a good job in achieving that. Now, I really do have to give a big shout out to the styling of the overall look. Just the way she put everything together was just very fashion forward, but it was still very drag, and the various elements that just came together just worked and ultimately just created a beautiful vision to look at. I mean, that sort of like blue sailor's outfit that was cut over that gold costume moment, with that one leg having that sort of like wine trouser with the golden boots, and the other having the white and blue long socks with the brown shoes, and the addition of that brown jacket. It was just definitely what I wanted to see on the runway, and Keita served it to me all the way, and I was living. Now, this look would definitely have been my number one look, but the only note I had for this look was the makeup on the main stage. Now, if you look closely with her photo shoots, I guess the makeup was supposed to be very blue and half of her face was supposed to be covered with, you know, those golden bejeweled moments, but I think maybe she didn't have enough time to do that. But if she had done that, that would have definitely tied the look together and just given us a more cohesive moment. But overall, this look was still very great. It was still very well put together, and for sure takes second on our list. In first place, is she the drama? Well, she definitely is the drama in this dress. We have the stunning Scarlet Envy from the United States, and for her Gone Cruising runway look, she had on this aqua intricate beaded blue dress by Florence DeLee. And I just need a moment for you guys to take a look at this dress one more time and appreciate the genius that was on this runway. Now, are we done? Okay, yeah, we can definitely move on. Now, for this runway look, Scarlett was going for a lady who died while on a cruise, and now she's back to haunt you all. And this was very iconic. This was iconic. This was the moment, and this was a total slayage. Now, the construction of this dress is so beautifully done that it sort of gives me that wet underwater illusion. And you want to know what designer this reminds me of? This was giving me very Vivienne Westwood, and I was definitely living. The styling of this with the period hair, those grungy boots, and the ship wheel on her hair is just a masterclass on how you completely slay a runway category. And you know, the makeup just really knocked it out of the park for me. Overall, Miss Scarlet Envy ate the girls up this week and left no crumbs, and she definitely takes the crown as the best look on the runway this week. Alright guys, we have come to the ending of today's video. In today's video, I shared with you guys my personal ranking of the runway looks for episode 4 of Drag Race UK vs. the World. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a big fat thumbs up. It helps me a lot, and I would like to hear from you guys. How would you do on the runway ranking? Will be a match? What look would you have ranked higher? What look would you have brought lower? Let me know in the comment section. But until I see you next time, it is bye for now. Au revoir.